Hi, welcome to the Focused Brains channel. Today we are doing 1 mark, 2 mark, and 3 mark questions of Economics chapter Money and Credit. Stay tuned for more general questions of other chapters. For now, let's get started.
Question number 1. Define barter system. And the answer is a system in which goods are directly exchanged without the use of money is called barter system. Question number 2. Define double coincidence of wants. And the answer is double coincidence of wants means when both the parties, seller and purchaser, agree to sell and buy each other's commodities. It implies that what a person desired to sell is exactly what the other wishes to buy. Question number 3. Why double coincidence of wants is a basic feature of barter system? And the answer is double coincidence of wants means what a person desires to sell is exactly what the other wishes to buy. Goods are exchanged without the use of money, so it is the basic feature of barter system. Question number 4. What are ancient and modern forms of money? And the answer is before the introduction of coins, a variety of objects was used as money. Since the very early ages, India used grains and cattle as money. Thereafter came the use of metallic coins of gold, silver, copper, and lead that were used as money. Modern forms of money include paper currency and coins. Question number 5. Why is modern currency accepted as a medium of exchange? And the answer is it is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government of the country. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on the behalf of central government. Question number 6. Why no individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees? And the answer is the law legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment, so use of rupee cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. Question number 7. Why do people deposit money with the banks? And the answer is people deposit surplus money with the banks because in this way their money is safe and it earns an interest too. Question number 8. Why are deposits with the banks called demand deposits? And the answer is as people have a provision to withdraw the money when they require, since deposits in the bank accounts can be withdrawn on demand, so they are called demand deposits. Question number 9. What is a check? And the answer is a check is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. Question number 10. Why does the formal or informal sector ask for a collateral, or why do banks demand collateral against loans? And the answer is interest rate, collateral and documentation requirement and the mode of the repayment are the terms of credit required for formal or informal sectors. Every loan agreement specifies an interest rate which the borrower must pay to the lender along with the repayment of the principal. Collateral serves as a security against the loan borrowed. In case of failure of repayment of the loan, the lender can take the collateral as compensation. Question number 11. Which is the main source of income of the banks? And the answer is banks charge a higher interest rate on loans than what they offer on deposits. The difference between what is charged from the borrower and what is paid to the depositors is the main source of income of the banks. Question number 12. How bank act as a mediator? And the answer is banks mediate between those who have surplus funds, the depositors, and those who are in need of these funds, the borrowers. Question number 13. What is credit? And the answer is credit, loan, refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with money, goods, or services in return for the promise of future payment. Question number 14. What are terms of credit? And the answer is interest rate, collateral, and documentation requirement and the mode of repayment together comprise the terms of credit. Question number 15. What is a collateral? What happens if a borrower fails to repay the loan? And the answer is collateral is an asset that the borrower owns, such as land, building, vehicle, and deposits with bank, and uses this as a guarantee to a lender until the loan is repaid. If the borrower fails to repay the loan, the lender has the right to sell the asset of a collateral to obtain payment. Question number 16. Write about variety of credit arrangements in rural areas. And the answer is there are two sources of credit in rural areas: informal sources of credit and formal sources of credit. Informal sources of credit are moneylenders, traders, employers, relative and friends, and formal sources of credit are rural banks and cooperative societies. Question number 17. Who controls the formal sector loans and why? And the answer is the Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loans. This is to ensure that banks are not providing loans to profitable business but to traders, small borrowers, small cultivators, etc. Question number 18. How do the demand deposits share the essential features of money? And the answer is facility of checks against demand deposits make it possible to directly settle payments without the use of cash. As demand deposits are accepted widely as a means of payment along with currency, they constitute money in the modern economy. Question number 19. What is debt trap? And the answer is it is a situation when borrower is unable to pay the previous loan and he takes new loan to repay the previous one. Credit in this case pushes the borrower into a situation which is worse off and from which recovery is very painful. Mostly the farmers get into the debt trap. Question number 20. Which are the major sources of cheap credit in rural areas? And the answer is banks and the cooperative societies are the source of cheap credit in rural areas. Question number 21. For which purposes farmer cooperatives provide loan for? And the answer is Krishak Farmer Cooperative provide loans for the purchase of agricultural implements, loans for cultivation and agricultural trade, fishery loans, loans for construction of houses, and for a variety of other expenses. Question number 22. How does money eliminate the need for double coincidence of fonts? And the answer is if you have money in your pocket, you can purchase anything at any time and as you wish. Question number 23. What do the banks do with the deposits which they accept from the public? And the answer is banks keep only a small proportion of the deposits as cash with themselves. Major portion of the money deposits are used to extend loans to the people. Question number 24. What are the problems associated with barter system or what are the demerits of barter system? And the answer is in a barter system, double coincidence of wants is required. Here the person is required to sell only what the other wishes to buy. If both parties do not agree, the goods cannot be exchanged for goods. Question number 25. How do farmers get into debt trap? And the answer is farmers usually take crop loans at the beginning of the season and repay the loan after harvest. Sometimes the failure of the crop makes loan repayment impossible, so the farmers have to sell a part of their land to repay the loan. Credit in such a situation pushes the borrower into the debt trap. Question number 26. What are SHGs? And the answer is these are self help groups who provide mutual support to each other by pooling their savings together. Question number 27. Why are most of the poor households depends on informal sector for the requirement of loan? And the answer is due to lack of collateral. They are unable to fulfill the formalities of the formal sector of loans as they are illiterate. They can take loans even without the collateral from informal sources. Question number 28. Explain the positive role played by credit or how credit helps in development of the country. And the answer is the credit helps the people to meet the ongoing expenses of production. Credit helps to complete production on time and thereby increase people earnings. It makes a person economically better off than before. Question number 29. List three problems associated with taking loans from formal sector or demerits of formal sources of credit. And the answer is difficulty in obtaining loans, collateral issues. Formal sector require proper documents which are mostly not available with the people. Question number 30. Why might banks be unwilling to lend to small farmers? And the answer is banks require proper documentation and collateral as security against providing loans, but small farmers lack in providing such documentations and collateral. Moreover, farmers even fail to repay the loan in time due to crop failure. Therefore, the banks were not willing to give loans to small farmers. The borrowers who have not repaid previous loans, the banks might not be willing to lend them further. Question number 31. Who takes the important decisions in SHGs regarding the savings and loan activities? And the answer is most of the important decisions regarding the savings and loan activities are taken by the group members of SHGs. Question number 32. State any one advantage of self help groups. And the answer is self help groups have helped borrowers to overcome the problem of lack of collateral because the banks are willing to lend to the poor women organized in self help groups even though they have no collateral as such. Question number 33. Which bank was founded by Professor Muhammad Yunus and why? And the answer is Grameen Bank of Bangladesh was started by Professor Muhammad Yunus to meet the credit needs of the poor at reasonable rates. Question number 34. Money has made transactions easy. Justify. And the answer is money has made transactions easy because if we have money in the pocket, we can buy anything as we wish to buy. It solves the problem of double coincidence of wants. It is used both for borrowing and lending. Question number 35. Why there is a great need to expand formal sources of credit in rural India? And the answer is there is no organization to supervise credit activities of the informal sector. It could lead to increasing debt among the borrowers. The rate of interest is very high in informal sector. Question number 36. How is money transferred from one bank account to another bank account? Explain with an example. And the answer is for payment through check, the payer who has an account with the bank makes out a check for a specific amount. The check is a statement asking the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. For example, Kriti will write a check of 50,000 in the name of Sneha. It means Kriti instructs her bank to pay the money to Sneha. Sneha will deposit the check in her bank. Within 2 or 3 days, the money will be transferred from Kriti's account to Sneha's account. Question number 37. How does money solve the problem of double coincidence of wants? Explain with example. Or how money act as a medium of exchange? And the answer is in a barter system, goods are directly exchanged without the use of money. So double coincidence of wants is an essential feature. By serving as a medium of exchange, money removes the need for double coincidence of wants and the difficulties associated with the barter system. For example, if in an economy where money is used, it is no longer necessary for a shoe manufacturer to look for a farmer who will buy his shoes and at the same time sell him wheat. What he has to do to find a buyer for his shoes. If he has exchanged his shoes for money, he can purchase any goods or service which he needs. Since money acts as an intermediate in the exchange process, so money is called a medium of exchange. Question number 38. Who controls the formal sector loans and how? And the answer is the Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loans. RBI ensures that the banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposits they receive. The RBI monitors that the banks give loan not just to profit making businessmen and traders but also to small cultivators, small scale industries, small borrowers, etc. Periodically, banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending to whom and at what interest rate. Question number 39. Discuss the role played by Grameen Bank of Bangladesh to improve the condition of the poor, particularly women. And the answer is Grameen Bank of Bangladesh was started in 1970s. It has now over 6 million borrowers in about 40,000 villages. Almost all the borrowers are women and belong to poorest sections of the society. These borrowers have proved that not only poor women are reliable borrowers, but they can start and run a variety of small income generating activities successfully. Question number 40. Compare formal sector loans with informal sector loans regarding interest only. And the answer is, in formal sector, the rate of interest is low. Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loan. In informal sector, the rate of interest is very high as there is no organization to supervise the functioning of informal sources of loan.